Today I'm going to talk something very, very important for many people. Credit score. Why credit score is very, very important for your entire life here in America. And this doesn't matter whether you were born and raised here as an American citizen, whether you came here as an international student and you're currently an international student, or you are permanent resident green card holder, or you are a naturalized US citizen. The credit score is very, very important because your entire life here in America, you have to survive. In order to survive or to live comfortably, there are certain things you need to make sure that you have or you accomplish down the road. You want to have a place to live, whether it will be apartment, whether to be owning a very good house through mortgage system alone, whether to get a brand new car, auto loan through loan, whether to get the money from the bank through any kind of loan you get from the loan, whether consolidation loan or just any other type of loan from any financial institution. Or sometimes when you want to have a credit card, whether it is from the store, whether it is from a financial institution, just a credit card, in the end they will bring back to one important question. What is your credit score? So many people, especially myself, and many people who are coming here as immigrant, usual, either we don't know what is credit score, how good the numbers are supposed to be, and how can you build the credit score, all those important things. Or sometimes we get to know these kind of things very, very late. You have been here for 6 years in America and you don't have even a credit card because you use it to the cash system. So you're using your bank card or you're using actual cash from your pocket. It's good, but you don't have credit. So technically, if you don't have credit, you are bad. You are not a trustworthy person. That is according to the financial structure here in America. So in this video, I'm going to talk a few things. Number one, what is good credit score or overall credit score, and how good it is, and how that credit score will help you with your entire life here in America. Because sometimes people don't understand, because we come from different cultures, where those cultures are different countries where we don't have the reporting system into the financial structures like here in America. Like in Tanzania, where I came from, they don't have that one. In many African countries, they don't have official reporting system, which is shared to all financial institutions where they can be able to determine these kind of things. But also, how to be able to check your credit score for free. And know what is your actual standing and how can you be able to build, and what are the techniques on building, or what are the factors which will be able to determine your score, affecting your score, and how can you be able to make your credit score be better or good. Okay, so welcome everyone. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo EPM talking to you from my home office here in Belton, Missouri. Yes, you can see we are in the Christmas time, and this time you'll get a lot of credit offers. You'll get people want to purchase so many things. That's why I'm making this video during the Christmas season. It is December. So this is one of the way either to make your plan for the new year, or not to get into trapped with these credit card offers or these offers, auto loan, whatever, because it's the end of the year. They want to end maybe the previous cars. They want to the brand new one. We know they're already out there. So I want to make sure that you make the good financial decision, or you create yourself a good standing towards something better for yourself. Okay, so in a simple way, let me start in informal way, not the formal credit score way. Let's say you have some problem, maybe some family situation. You want to borrow money from your friend. You borrow the money from your friend, $200. You promise, okay, I'll give you money back within this month. Then the month, 1 month passes by, you don't pay back. Another month goes, how about my money? Even before the person says, the person is calling you, you block the person or you don't pay. It becomes up to 6 months you come to pay back. Will that same person give you the money back? I mean, if you want to borrow the money again, will the person will give you the money? Obviously not. And you go to another person, you borrow the money from your neighbor. You don't pay back on time, or you don't pay at all until 1 year goes by, you don't pay back. So you are creating untrust situation. You are becoming a person people cannot trust you. Your friends, your neighbors, your family friend cannot trust you. So no one will give you the money if you need the money. So that is the simple way. You will have a bad name around the neighborhood. You will have the bad name among your friends that this person, if you is going to borrow the money, will not pay back. If this person gets the job, is dropping out. You have a bad name around the neighborhood. So that is the same situation when it comes to the American Financial Reporting Credit Score. So this score is basing on how trustworthy are you. It is a blueprint of your financial life. So the financial, how well you are, how good you are in terms of paying back, being responsible for the money, they look into this kind of score. So this score is starting between 300 number to 850. So that is the score. Credit score started from 300 to 850. But in that score, they divided it into different categories, which they call, this one is very poor, this one is fair, this one is good, this one is very good, and this one is excellent. So you need to start to be from good to very good to excellent. So if you have between 300 to 579, that is very poor credit score. If you have 580 to 669, that is fair. But if you start from 670 to 739, some they put 740, whatever, that is good. And very good from 740 to 799. And from 800 to 850, that is the excellent credit score. By being excellent is not about how much money you are. You must be a Bill Gates to be having that one. Building credit score, the excellent one or the very good credit score, is not about how much money you have, but it is about the technique, the discipline on how you can know what things, what factors matter into building a credit score. So I will break down like what are the key factors and how can you be able to manipulate, I don't know what I can say they already manipulate, but how can you be play along with these kind of factors so that you can be able to do that. Number one is what we call the payment history. And the payment history of the credit score takes the weight of 35%. So if you have a credit card from bank A, or you have a loan from bank A, you have a mortgage, you have auto loan, or there's any type of loan you have, any type of credit account you have to pay on time. So whenever you pay on time, that one is going to constitute 35% of how the credit score is analyzed. So make sure that you have the good history of paying the credit card or any amount of credit you owe to the bank, to any financial institution. That's number one. Number two, so in that way, so that is the payment, like your history of payment. So if you have, let's say you have 500 credit score limit, credit card limit, that is the amount is limit. And you're supposed to pay on monthly payment $20. Make sure, don't pay, usually many people wait on the last day, the due date to pay it. Make a tendency of having the auto loan, auto payment from your bank to that way scheduled on specific dates. That is a good one. But or if you can have a reminder on 5 days before you are going to pay on time. So it's not about whether your limit is 100 million or your limit is $50, as long as you are supposed to pay on your timeline, your due date, you are good. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's about the history do you pay. That's only. Second is the amount you owe. Amount owed is going to constitute 30% of the of that one. So So this is something you needed to understand. When we say the total, the 30%, when you have any loan, I mean, especially let's say about a credit card, this is a technique. So if you have, let's say, 500, that is the maximum limit. Don't use over 50%. You see, make sure that you just the amount you owe is not too much. That means don't spend, like if you have, they give you 5,000, don't spend all of it. That means because you owe all that amount of money, you have to pay back. So use a small amount of the credit card. Make sure that your credit card, especially for instance, is only intended to build a credit score. That will be number one goal if you want to build a credit history and a good credit score. Just use it for that particular purpose. So don't use that as the means of your income. No, credit card is not a means of your income. At the same time, they are going to look like other things you need to consider, like amount you owe is 5 cards, like each one is maximized, you use every amount, so those is going to count. Then that is 30%. So the payment history is the highest with 35%. Amount you owe is the 30%. Then if you have a new credit, you open a new credit, they are going to take, is going to be 10%. Sorry about that. So when you say the new credit, so that's where we say people don't have so many credit cards, just have a few, at least 1 or 2. But some people, they open, like they think that if you have maybe 5 cards, that's good. No, you can have 1 good credit you pay on time, because other things, paying rent, paying either mortgage, paying the auto loan, all those things are going to count. It's not just one item. But opening your 5 credit card is just like you are going to borrow money from 5 from your friends. That means they started talking around, this person, he came to borrow money from me, borrow money from you, this guy, borrow from me. So don't open the new, so many accounts. So that is something you need to understand. Then the length of the credit history, like the credit history, that means that is 15%. Let's say, how many years you have been paying, you have that card. So don't assume you get the credit card today and next month your credit score, because you paid it 2-3 times, your credit score is going to be 800 and 850. They are looking about the years. How are you going to build it? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So if you're an international student, for instance, don't wait until you become a citizen to open your credit card, because why can't you have, even if it be $200 credit card, you can use that amount to use to build your credit history. The length, the longer it is, it helps you a lot. But the time, that means this person has a discipline of using the money, pay on time for 4 years, for 7 years, for 10 years, it helps. That's why many Americans, especially like on the white side, many Americans who understand the basic of building credit score, they are opening the credit cards for their children at the age of 16, 17. They are going to be there into, they have become authorized user. So when the parents are using, they are building their card. So the child is going to finish college, is having 800 score. So can get a very good car, can get a very good job, can get whatever they want. But you are getting late. Myself, I didn't know all these kind of things, so I started late to get into credit system. After, I don't know, I remember it was at least like 3 years later after being in America. But if I knew before, that means I could have all those 3 years, could be able to help me to build a good credit. And then there is the issue about mixing the credit mix. So that means don't use just one only credit card. As I said, they are looking about if you have a mortgage, if you have, let's say, they look about if you have the credit card, if you have the auto loan. So they are looking like, what products do you have? What type of kind of things you owe? So the credit mix is taking again the 10%. So if you put all those kind of things, is going to put in 100%. So 35% credit payment history, amount you owe 30%, 15% credit history, the length of it, then credit mix 10%, new credit 10%. So those are the things you need to know. Yeah. So how do you build like why is it? I mean, why is it? I already said this matters because in order to get a good job, people are going to look on your credit score. That means, oh, this person will not be a corrupt person, will not be embezzle our money because you have a very good credit score. So that is one thing. To get a good loan with a good so in order to get a good loan, auto loan, to get the good interest rate on your mortgage, or just consolation loan, all those kind of type of loans, whether to be eligible to be given, and the interest rate is going to be determined basing on that your credit number. Yeah, so how to get it? As I said, make payment on time. Simple like that. So try to find a way to do payment online. Pay the minimum in full. Like if the minimum is $20, $50, pay the full amount. Don't pay less. If you pay less, it doesn't matter. Pay in full. That means the amount you are supposed to pay. If your monthly pay is $50, pay $50. If you pay $40, it doesn't help you at all. Don't open too many accounts at once, because if you open too many accounts at once, you open so many credits, that means you are going to borrow money from all your friends. You are not reliable. They will start talking around, they will report to you. Every time you are opening new account, they are going to check. Anytime the creditor is going to look on your credit score, your number is going to go down, because it is called inquiry. The hard inquiry is going to hurt you. That means why all the time you want to get more money from everybody. So that is something you need. Don't open too many accounts at once. Pay amount in full. But if your minimum is $50, pay $51, pay $52. You are paying above the minimum payment, which is very good. So those are the things. Don't get too late. If you don't, you won the green card lottery, for instance, or you come here as a green card holder from day one, find to have a credit card within the first few months you are being here. It will help you a lot down the road, because you might stay for 5 years. You are using your debit card. You think that that is American life. American life is built in the credit history, into the credit score. Even if you have good money, you are going to get a job with FBI, CIA, and you have bad credit score, obviously they know you are going to be compromised. You are not a trustworthy person. You are not financially stable. Stability and trust in the finance world is built here in America based on the credit score. Even on the friendship way, don't borrow money from so many friends. Pay your friends on time, so that you can have a good name around the neighborhood. Among your friends is the same thing. So those are the things I want to make sure that how you can perfect your credit score. You can have just one credit card and you pay everything on time. Like if you have you owe, like you have another card from the bank, and you have auto loan, you have whatever, anything you have, pay on time. Pay in full. Don't have too many open accounts. They will hurt you. Have those accounts in a long time. Build your credit history for a good length of time. Trust me, you can have 850 while you are broke. There is no problem. But you can have so much money, but still you have the worst credit, as long as you don't do what you're supposed to do. So thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye.